Everyone knows that horror as a genre is the perfect match for VR. And if we're talking horror games, then certainly there is no better home than PlayStation VR2, thanks to an OLED display that is capable of delivering insanely deep blacks, a very convincing HDR effect, a high resolution and other immersing sensory features like headset rumble, haptic feedback, and adaptive triggers. Playing horror games on PSVR2 is the next level experience for all horror fans. And in this video, we're gonna go through the top 5 best PSVR2 horror games that you can play right now.
Usually they enter the earthly plane through certain objects that they use as conduits.
Before hitting PSVR2, the flat version of Madison was already viewed as the scientifically scariest game of all time. That's the flat version we're talking about. Imagine how much scarier it can get if you choose to play this game in VR. Now for many people, this is the scariest game that we got so far on PlayStation VR2. And honestly, it's hard to argue with that. This game is just pure evil. It uses every trick in the book to keep you on your toes the entire damn time. From start to finish, there is no rest, there is no slowing down. If you're horror sensitive, then seriously stay away from Madison VR. It might literally give you a heart attack. If you're a horrorholic, however, this will be the horror experience that you have always dreamed of.
Well, Ethan Winters. You escaped my little brother's idiot games, did you?
This one is my favorite PSVR2 game so far, and the game that actually made me go out there and buy a PSVR2 in the first place, Resident Evil Village. Now Capcom did admit that they intentionally toned down the horror element in Resident Evil 8 compared to Resident Evil 7, and that is because the latter has a very low completion ratio. But nevertheless, Resident Evil Village is undeniably one of the scariest games on PSVR2. Without spoiling much for those who haven't played it yet, although not many of you are left, since Capcom has just announced that RE8 has managed to sell over 10 million copies, making it the fastest game in the series to achieve this milestone. There is a certain level in this game that involves a certain baby that is guaranteed to terrify the shit out of you. And it's giveaway time. For those of you who have no idea what's going on right now, this is a thing that I like to do here on the channel. Every once in a while and out of nowhere, I randomly drop a PSVR2 game key in my videos to show you guys my appreciation for your support. And for this one, we're giving away 1 big shots and a key, so if you were fast enough to claim this code, congratulations, and please be sure to let people know in the comments. To those of you who couldn't make it in time, don't worry. There will be more giveaways to come. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel and click the bell so that you will be the first to know when a new video goes live, which will of course augment your chance of winning a free PSVR2 game. Thanks a lot for your support. And now, let's talk about a PSVR2 horror game that takes place in a creepy hotel. Is it just me, or do you guys also think that hotels are creepy? Like one can never know if some crazy horrific things have happened in the room he's staying in. Well, if you're like me, then playing a game like Propagation Paradise Hotel on PSVR2 will only make things worse for you. Enter the incredibly terrifying atmosphere of Propagation, the sound design, lighting and visuals all combine to create a truly immersive experience that will keep you on edge. Trapped inside the Paradise Hotel, where a strange illness has turned people into savage creatures, you are desperate to find your sister. Play as Emily Diaz, explore dark surroundings, gather resources, and survive terrifying encounters. This intense single-player VR survival horror game with great storytelling will surely get your adrenaline pumping.
What do you believe, Detective?
The Exorcist Legion VR Deluxe Edition is the same terrifying game that released years ago on the original PSVR, only this time it's a lot more immersive. Funtrain and VR Monkey did a good job in taking advantage of the PSVR2 hardware to deliver their best, most immersive version of their game yet. If you're a fan of the Exorcist franchise, you're gonna love this one. And if you're very sensitive to ghosts, demons, and all that paranormal fun stuff, make sure you wear your brown pants before starting this game. Resident Evil 4 is an action-adventure horror classic that has more emphasis on the action than the horror for sure. And for the record, out of all the games that I mentioned in this video, to me this is the least scary. That doesn't mean it doesn't have its moments though, it certainly has. I mean, you're not shooting clowns in RE4 Remake, aren't you? Although now that I thought about it, that might actually be worse. But anyways, after having experienced RE4 Remake on PSVR2, I can confidently say that I would never play this game in flat again. Everything about this game is way more immersive and way scarier in VR. Going face to face with the Ganados simply never felt this scary. And those were our picks for the top 5 best horror games on PSVR2. Now obviously there are other good PSVR2 horror games out there, like Overdark for example, and Five Nights at Freddy's. But I believe that these 5 games are the ones that truly stand out from the rest. You should also know that there are more promising horror games coming to PSVR2 later this year, like Pneumata and Phasmophobia. So we could be looking at a completely different list in just a couple of months from now. But as of now, Madison VR, Resident Evil 8 and 4, Propagation Paradise Hotel, and The Exorcist Legion VR are the best of the best when it comes to horror on PSVR2. That's gonna do it for this video guys. If you enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe to the channel, also hit that like button for me and that bell notifications icon as well. Thanks a lot for watching, I'll see you guys in the next video, take care.